Hi everyone, Nick Shaheen here with Benzinga MarketFi, create income with option spreads. Happy Valentine's Day, recapping the day, week, and looking into next week. First of all, everyone is surprised, and I mean everyone is surprised by how resilient the markets have been, the moves, how many days green, all this after all the doom and gloom that was shelled our way last week. And but still, I'm not hearing, and I mean that literally, I'm not hearing the bulls snort. You know, the bull of 2013, I still don't hear them snorting yet. I know that the bears lost the reins, that's for sure. After yesterday, they had, when we start the day red in the pre-open, and then we end up having a banger of a day as far as goodness goes. So they definitely lost the reins, the bears. However, I still am waiting to hear the bull snort to know that the bull actually picked up the reins like the 2013 days. Recapping the day, looking at the snapshot of the day here. Obviously, we had a good, strong day in the SPY, everything actually across the board. I would have rather to see not so much enthusiasm, just so I won't get the too far too fast people come out of the woodwork. Apple did exactly what I expected it to do based on the open interest as far as options. I would have banked that it would be closer to 540, but I knew it wasn't going to surpass 545. Tweeted that the 545 sold calls will be winners. Indeed, they were. Google, I challenged it all day. I did a quick iron condor on it, and it worked out well. Didn't have to sweat it too much. LinkedIn, I will talk about that a little later. Priceline, forget about it. It's in beast mode all week long. It's crazy hunting 1300. We'll also talk about that later. That was the day. The VIX got walloped again. Now down, I think it was down 3% or so. So now volatility is low. So premium will be pretty hard to sell, but I'm going to continue selling it. I like selling premium. A few things for next week that I'm looking at as far as issues. Specifically speaking, I went through probably a couple of dozen charts today, and let me see if I can recap you a few of them. Apple and Google. Apple, I'm not going to do much next week. I'm going to keep it light just because there are events coming up, and I don't like to trade into events. I like to avoid the headlines that ruins option trades. The only trades I do during headlines, big headlines, are lotto trades, basically where I don't have much exposure. Literally a lotto ticket. Google, I'm going to challenge it next week. I'm going to challenge its trend. I know it's breaking out. Let's go Goog. Recovering the trend, but it looks like a nice cap, and I'm going to challenge it up here at this level here, probably around the 1225, 1235, depends on how brave I am. And also I'm going to sell some credit put spreads against it, so I can just hedge my bet a little bit and give me more conviction in my position. Priceline is going to be the big lotto ticket for me. I don't trade during earnings, and I think it's going to continue running up into earnings. I mean, look at this. This is insane. Everybody's on the same side of the boat. So I'm not one to fight the trend or everybody. I'm not smarter than anybody. Therefore, I don't assume it. Therefore, I'm just going to jump on board with some ridiculous spread way out of the money and see if it's going to hit like it hit for Google. For me, it was a huge, huge win a while back. Um, Now, more importantly, I'm going to look into going long LinkedIn. I've been all week, if you follow me on Twitter and StockTwits, it's at RacerNick. That's RACERNIC. And I've been saying, don't jump in, don't jump in. I said it up here, I said it down here, and I said, if the 200s break, the 190s come quick, and if the 190s break, there's a vacuum down below it. And I think that vacuum will get us to a little under 180. So today, I saw people trying to pick up some scraps, and it was just the wrong thing to do. I mean, if we look at the intraday, it's the wrong thing to do. This is chug, and more importantly, volume. The volume has been very, very strong. So the volume on it is the sellers have conviction, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not going to try to catch that machete. So I will wait until I see feet under it, and then I'll go long it. Now, there are some other names that I'm looking at, like BlackRock, trying to break out. So I may do an iron condor on it because I don't think it's going to do much. I'll give myself wide enough range so I can withstand it. Um, Generally speaking, the SPY, if you see, we recovered from the huge whoosh valley we got, and now we're back at the highs. And from here, we can either break out to newer highs, but I don't think we'll go too far up. We're just going to creep up, just like we did in 2013. And the doom scenario has been taken off the table thanks to the events, they unfolded. So we don't have too much impending doom, especially that they kicked the debt limit out. VMware also trying to break out. I'm not putting any money into it right here because it's pretty much a coin flip. If you haven't been on board, then you missed it. At least that's what I assume. Ralph Lauren is trying to tell us, hey, that big giant candle that's about as tall as the Empire State Building, forget about it. Well, I haven't forgotten about it. It's at a level that scares me right here. So I'm not going to commit any money there, although I do have it on my watch list. It and its sisters and brothers in Lulu, which has been superb too. But I'm not going to, I mean, these are levels. If you take a longer look in time, then you'll see what I'm talking about. These are not good levels. I see. I need proof before I commit any money there. So Apple and Google, we talked about that. LinkedIn, we talked about that. I'm just going down my list here real quick. Mastercard is on the sideline for now. It's kind of like a penalty box. I just want to see what's going on at this new level after the split. Equinix, it's still in no man's land. It's a coin flip for me. It's either 200 plus or 180, so I'm staying away from it. Goldman Sachs, somebody asked me about that. Everybody asked me about that. I love the company. I want to go along it. I just need more conviction. At the 1 year level, it looks like yes, it's at a place where it's going to bounce. But if you take a more extended period of time, look on it, it's a level from which it's failed several times. So I'll wait and see. And is this something head and shoulder-ish? Not head and shoulders, but head and shoulder-ish forming. So I lose nothing by waiting a little bit. Panera, same thing. I'm staying out for now. I'm mentioning all these names that I'm staying out because they're on my watch list. I love to trade them. I just can't do it at these levels. So I may come up with some credit put spreads if you're brave enough and you want to brave some credit put spreads around here. If you can get the premium, find a not too long of a period of time and do it. I actually may do that next week. It depends on how we open on Tuesday. Long weekend. We're going to have a long weekend, and all kinds of stuff can happen over 3 days. Penalty box. I have a few names in there. People have been jumping aboard Caterpillar and CMI. I just can't get over there. Creeping up is one thing, but stocks that depend on mega growth to be super strong, I just can't get on board. I can get on board somebody who's a cash cow like Google and Apple, and they can print money for as long as the day's long. I just can't get on board somebody that needs an actual jump in the economy itself, which I don't see. I don't see doom, but I don't see a jump. Anyway, lots to do next week. Hopefully, will join me Tuesday morning on Benzinga's morning show. I'll be on 5:30 a.m. California time. So, yes, early bird, but I'll be there fresh and we'll discuss a few of these things and some other stuff. And you can hit me with questions there too. Have yourselves a great long weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.